So this is my thoughts on the Wikipedia policy of indefinitely blocked users' rights. So many times when users have advanced rights, particularly rollback, they get blocked because of edit warning, and they don't go to an indefinite block. Like generally, the first block starts out at 72 hours or under. So, for example, it could go 24 hours, and then maybe 48 hours, maybe 31 and 36 hours in between for a first incident. Generally below 48 hours, it's a short block. But, and the second block is generally like it could be 36, 48, 72 hours. Then you have like a week-long block, and then a 2-week-long block. Then you have a month-long block at points. And it just keeps going on and on and on. At some point, you get indefinitely blocked for edit warning. But if there are other things that are associated with it, more stuff could happen. That's generally when you lose your rollback of right. But that generally, but generally, that doesn't include the other rights. Now, if you have page mover rights, those could potentially be used while being blocked. Therefore, it's always safe to remove those. But here's the thing: Miracle Pine is auto patrolled and extended confirmed. Miracle Pine is auto patrolled and extended confirmed. However, Miracle Pine is not, and however, Miracle Pine was not blocked for edit warning, but it was and was indefinitely blocked, but not for sock puppetry, for CIR issues. And Miracle Pine never created a sock puppet account. And at first, it seems like Miracle Pine really should have remained blocked at least for 6 months. By June, they made a more powerful cause, but I mean, then they were told to wait even longer, 6 months. Now that's why Miracle Pine had legitimate alternate accounts, but they were blocked when Miracle Pine was, as per Match Main. Now, that's the thing, though. So, that's an instance where rights wouldn't be removed, but a more powerful case is, you were not supposed to see that. A more powerful case is stalking. Unnamed user, before being globally locked due to LTA in February, they found out that they were sneakily abusing multiple accounts. Unnamed user had pending changes review of rollbacker and extended confirmed rights on the English Wikipedia. Unnamed user, however, the thing is, though, is the fact that unnamed user had all these rights. However, they were blocked for stalking, and that's an instance where it's understandable to revoke their rights because they were, especially they had rights on multiple accounts. Now, what about Never Sell Bud? Well, he's an extended confirmed user, and template editor. Now, he was blocked for abusing multiple accounts, particularly violating some of his promises that got him unblocked the last time. And that's an instance where it's understandable to revoke their rights. Now, another person's thought is that if it's and that's what they say, if it's indefinite, they should have their rights removed. But someone else said only if they're being dishonorable, like stalking, and not with other instances. But another person's claim is that blocked users shouldn't, but banned users should have their rights removed. Because here's the thing, when they say that they could reapply for their rights when their block gets lifted, and generally that happens as long as there wasn't a specific reason why it happened during the revoking of the rights. However, as for banned users, they generally reapply immediately, but like they said that they shouldn't have their rights restored immediately. They were banned because they lost the trust of the community, and that's the thing. Especially if they've been banned for repeated block evasion. That essentially just means that they created 3 or more sock puppet accounts that have been confirmed by a check user. Once that happens, block. So as for so that's the thing, they have to like re-earn the trust of the community before they get their rights back. Now, we're also going to talk about static versus dynamic IPs. They're not immediately visible, but the difference is a static IP, generally, you keep it for a long time. It never changes. It does get reassigned occasionally, but that only happens every 3 to 5 years. That's why, like, for open proxies and other thing and serious abuse by IPs, they can generally be blocked for periods up to 3 years, but almost never indefinitely. Now, dynamic IPs generally change every 2 weeks to 1 month. That's why it's best to block them for shorter periods. Now then you have IPv4 and IPv6. That's actually a lot different, but that's the thing. When you have a dynamic IP, they don't change much. Like, for example, at our school, we rotate generally between 170.24, 150.11, 170.24, 150.52, and 170.24, 150.111. And the thing is the fact that they're not directly, the fact that they're not blocked. The fact is the fact that they're not, is the fact that, like, they may exist in certain parts of the school, but my philosophy is the fact that they rotate between the 3, albeit not so frequently. Also, my range of IPv6 generally changes between the 803, 805, 807, and 80D. So that's the thing. I'm telling you, like the way it works. But that's the thing. Static IPs never change. They have to be reassigned. That rarely happens. Dynamic IPs change, I'd say, monthly. So you block them for a long period, there's a good chance. However, sometimes they're dynamic IPs, but they clearly all belong to vandals. Then you can block them for a longer period of time if it rotates between vandals. Finally, you're going to hear what I think about this Under Armour kid, iPhone Hurricane 95 Lightning Saber. So I think Under Armour kid and his immediate socks with full Lightning Saber are just sock puppets of iPhone Hurricane 95. However, Lightning Saber seems to be a main account, who I don't think is Under Armour kid. But it's just the Lightning Saber socks were associated with Under Armour kid. And then you have that very messy split between Under Armour kid and iPhone Hurricane 95. So iPhone Hurricane 95, I think Under Armour kid just happens to be very choppily sock. Like, that's what I think, just because of, it's just that Under Armour kid, that particular sock stood out from everyone else. Now, iPhone Hurricane 95 is sometimes confused with Perseus, son of Zeus, who is another one of these that's confusing, but that's a story for another time.